So the Gauteng government has taken a decision. In fact, there's an announcement that has just been made this morning that food sales in schools around the province have been suspended. All schools are instructed to halt the sale of food within and around the premises amid these rising cases of food poisoning. Matome Chiloane is the Gauteng MEC for Education. MEC, thank you for making time for us. Good morning.
Good morning to you and good morning to your listeners.
What does this actually mean, this announcement that food sales in schools around the province have been suspended?
Yes, basically what we're doing now, we just because of this rising incidences and daily, cases that we are picking up, we've come to a decision that let's halt this process of food sales from tuck shops and vendors around the school premises, and urge parents to really start preparing meals for their children. And those that are in quintile 1 to 3, of course, there's school nutrition, which is a provision for all learners in those schools. So, and up until we really get the regulation right, we know that in the provincial government there's a task team that's been set up working with municipalities that will then speedily prepare at least proper guidelines that will inform and guide this when we reopen for next year,
Mm-hmm.
when the new academic year starts. By that time, all those vendors or tuck shop owners at schools
Yeah.
should have been fully compliant with the relevant authorities certification from the health inspectors in municipalities. So that's what we want. We want full compliance because these cases are many and they require us to take drastic measures.
How long is this suspension for? Because I'm just thinking of, because this is across the board, right? You're not looking at foreign-owned shops or just the spaza shops. It's the vendors as well who are selling food outside schools. Have you considered the economic impact? And don't get me wrong, I understand where you're coming from because there are so many kids that are falling ill, and there is some kind of link with food poisoning. But I think we also have to somehow consider the economic impact on especially these old women who rely heavily on these businesses they have where they sell food outside of the school premises. Have you considered that?
No, we definitely we have, and what I can tell you, at level, majority of cases are born from products that are sold generally by those vendors outside the school premises.
Mm.
The chocolate that they buy from them, the archer that they buy from them, for example, those were the cases of chocolate, or the case of sweets, or the case of archer. So all these food components, generally, most of the time, are bought from vendors outside the school premises.
Mm.
And that's where we have greater challenge. So we did think about it, but where we are now, we can't risk with the lives of our kids up until we are certain that people who are actually selling this food stuff are actually selling proper food, not
Mm.
contaminated food or expired food. That's where we are. That includes even internally the tuck shops inside the schools.
So, if the Gauteng government or the metros had actually done their jobs and the inspectors of inspecting these places and ensuring that whoever sells food actually has been provided with the certificate of acceptability that's often issued by even the environmental health practitioners, there wouldn't be a need to actually stop and halt businesses that are operating now because inspectors would have actually done their job.
I would not want to speak about inspectors doing their job. I'm doing my job now, and that is to make sure that I protect children during the school hours, because then they are my responsibility between whenever they're in school, and that's where I'm currently focused on. But I'm appealing to those who are responsible for actually the work that you're outlining to really speed up, work faster, work harder, so that we really get to the bottom and close off this painful chapter especially in our province.
Matome Chiloane, thank you so much for making time for us at such short notice. He's the Gauteng MEC for Education. I thought we should bring him quickly to explain this announcement that has just been made by the Gauteng government that it's in fact it's an instruction to all the schools that the schools in the province must suspend the sale of food within and around the premises until further notice. So that's a decision that the Gauteng government has made because of these cases that are rising. They are alarming incidents of foodborne illnesses affecting pupils across schools in the province. Do you think this is going to help resolve this crisis? You know my thoughts on this, and this is not to say that we must not appreciate government when they do things. I think we should. I'm glad to see them actually taking different measures and considering different options, but I'm still incredibly disappointed that this is happening after so many kids have died, which is what we always talk about. A government that is often so reactive and not so proactive. But now, this is a decision that's been taken to try and deal with the crisis. Are you confident this is going to assist in some way?